This is an open letter to Arian, my sister's son, Vida Farokhnejad's son. When I was 18, an evening we were sitting down at your one of your family members, your father's side, one of your family members' homes from your father's side. You probably know it was Farhod's parents' house. Farhad being your father's sister's son. We were sitting at Farhod's house or Farhod's parents' house, and somebody started. The conversation turned. It was me, your mother Vida, and your father, obviously, and his side of the family, the Farhod's family, and the conversation turned to books, and from books it went to Daijan Napoleon, which is a well-known Persian book. I'm sure you have read it because your mother has it, unless she hides the books from you guys as like she did from me and the rest of our family. Anyway, it turned to Daijan Napoleon, the book Daijan Napoleon, and everybody apparently had read it, and I said, no, I haven't read it. But before this, Vida said she has read it and she has it and it's home. But then when it got to me, I said, no, I haven't read it. And it was interesting that at that point, everybody in your father's side of the family kind of was puzzled that how can my sister, your mother, have it in our house, and I, who have read all the books available in our house, I haven't read that one. Everybody was a bit puzzled. And then it became clear to other people that I said, no, she keeps it in her room. I mentioned that your mother and I told, and that she keeps it in her room. And at such point, your mother suddenly started babbling out that, oh yeah, I will give it to you, don't worry, I will give it to you. Which later on, she gave it to me. A few days later, she gave it to me, and it was in my memory, it was the only book that she ever gave me, she ever brought out of her room and gave me. And although I finished it in a couple of days or a week, I returned it to her. I think I read it twice. I returned it to her on the assumption that if I return this, she will notice that I'm returning her book, and I haven't taken any pages out of the book, and it's in the condition that she had given it to me. Maybe her worries will stop, and maybe she will let me, read other books in her room. Maybe she will open her door. Maybe I can have access to everything that she has hoarded in her room. No such luck. I gave the book to her a week later, and She never gave me any other books, and she never opened her door. And as it was always throughout my life, her door remained closed. She would lock her door even when she got up to go to the bathroom from her room. She would come out, lock her door, go to the bathroom, come back, open her door, and go in. It shows how much respect your mother has for the family, the whole family. And although she was the one who was always stolen from us, she was the one who treated us like thieves. Even as this example shows, that I returned everything. This thing that she gave me, I returned it in perfect condition, hoping that she gets the message. She never did. Later on, we realized that she was the thief, and the reason she was keeping the door locked is because she didn't want us to go find out what she has stolen from us. And, so she would look bad. In other words, I'm trying to say, Arian, you sent a message to me some time ago, I guess 4, 5, 6 months ago. I lost count. If I remember correct, one point in a very short message, you put on the eBay channel, on my YouTube channel, you put a short message. You said, yeah, I haven't seen you, uncle, or dai, whatever. This was one of your points, that you have never seen me or had a relationship with me. Well, of course not. How can I have a relationship with you or your sisters if I don't have a relationship with your mother or your father? And how can I have a relationship with your mother and your father if they keep stealing from me? Small stuff, medium stuff, big stuff, cheap stuff, expensive stuff. You see, it doesn't stop with your parents. With the mentality that your family has, it doesn't stop. She has stolen a $2 children's book from me when I was a kid, that she had taken, from me when nobody was looking, and put it in her room somewhere in her bookshelf, just to keep it. Just to keep it safe for herself. To recently, that $1.5 million of our family's holdings, she has held on to, to keep it safe for herself and you guys, and for that Muslim guy you call father. Not me, not you, not anybody can have a relationship with somebody who keeps stealing from you. Just imagine your sisters, one of your sisters, or just a friend, even a friend. Imagine a couple of times he comes to your house, he comes to your room, and a couple of times you see some stuff, small stuff, you see they go missing. You don't know what to think. Then a couple of months later, you find one of them by accident in one of his bookshelf or cupboards, or behind somewhere in his room. Would you continue having a relationship? Would you want to have a relationship with this person? Or not? Nobody would. You don't want to have a relationship with somebody you cannot trust. Or or that person, obviously, by stealing from you. Here's looking at it from the other perspective. The person who steals from you obviously values the things that he has stolen from you more than he values the relationship that he has with you, or else he wouldn't have stolen from you. It works the same way between me and your mother. Your mother has always valued things that I had, that she wanted to have, more than she valued her relationship with me, or with my brother, or with most people that I've come across that know her. Most people that I've come across who know your mother, even her friends from university, from high school, some of them, a few of them have got in touch with me, have sent messages. Her friends from high school, her friends from college, her friends from university have sent a small message here and there and say, yeah, we know about your sister. She was an asshole, even when we knew her back then. So more or less everybody knows your mother. Everybody who has had contact with your mother has realized at one point or another that your mother values things, and money being another thing, something that you can buy things with. So when you value money, that means you're valuing things, because in exchange for money you can get things. She values things, material goods, more than she values her relationship with other people. The result is that you can't have a relationship with this person as a brother, as a friend, or as anybody else. You can't have a relationship when you know she doesn't value your relationship. She values your things, or she values your money, or she values what you can do for her because of your money or your connections or this or that. She doesn't value people. She values what those people can give her in terms of material goods, in terms of money, in terms of connections. And if they have things that they don't want to give her, she tries to steal from them, like she did all my life from me. Everything that she could get her hand on, everything that she slightly wanted to have. She wasn't in need of it, she just wanted it. So she would take it. This brings me to my second point. Wanting and needing. In your short message, Arian, you stated that if I need money, Arian, whether I need money or I don't need money, that's beside the point. That is not the point of these videos. That is not the point of these open letters. This is about me trying to right a wrong. This is about me trying to obtain what is rightfully mine. Rightfully of the one of our family's holdings, rightfully is not supposed to be divided at $1.5 million to your mother and $300,000 to me and $300,000 to my brother. This is not how the holdings of a family is divided. It doesn't go $1.5 million to one person and $300,000 to this and $300,000 to that. It doesn't work that way. According to my calculations, even considering giving your mother a larger portion of our family's holdings because she's taking care of our father, even considering that, your mother still needs to give me back what's rightfully mine, which is about $300,000. Even if we are considering to give her a larger portion because she's taking care of our father, she still owes me $300,000 from our family's holdings. Because it's clear, it's obvious to those who know our family's history that it's not your mother is taking care of our father right now, but for 12 years after the death of my mother, I took care of my father. She was, she just got married, she had a young family, your mother had a young family, she was raising very young children, you guys. So she didn't have time to take care of our father. And our father was a nincompoop. He was retarded. He couldn't take care of himself. He couldn't cook for himself. He couldn't use the washing machine. He couldn't clean. He was a jackass. He couldn't do anything. So I was the one. I was literally driving him here and there because even at that age he had difficulty driving. So I would drive him to work and back. So for 10-12 years I was doing that job. So it's not like your mother is the only one in our family taking care of your father. No, I did my share. Now he probably needs more looking after now than he did then. But still, I did my share. That's why your mother is taking a little more. A little more, I understand. But taking $1.5 million and giving me $300,000 and my brother $300,000, that I don't understand. That is why I'm making these videos. And my point is simple. Either I get a fair share of our family's holdings, which I think means another $300,000 your mother has to give me from our family's holdings, savings. Now my brother, I think he deserves a $300,000 as well, but I don't know if he wants it or not. Maybe he doesn't want the headache. Maybe he has enough money on his own. Maybe he doesn't want it. That you have to clear with that. Your mother has to clear it with my brother. But in case of me, I deserve at least $300,000 of my family's savings, just because it's my right. It's my right as a member of family, as a person who has done his responsibility, who has executed his responsibility as the member of family, who has taken care of my father when I had to, who had taken more responsibility at the time than your mother ever did, who has helped out our family, my father and my mother, 10 times more than your mother ever did when she was living in our household. Based on that, I do believe that at least $300,000 of what rightfully belongs to me, your mother is holding on to. Now the choice is clear. She either will release that money, or at least I get to talk about this matter and tell in these open letters to people, whoever wants to listen, about your family and how your family has come to that money, how your sister's Harvard education was paid with stolen money, the money that was stolen from me and my brother. The least I can do, I like to have my money. I like to have what's rightfully mine. And as long as I don't get it, I have the right to tell people why I don't have my money. Why I don't have my money. Who has taken my money? Who is holding on to my money? Your mother is holding on to my money. As soon as they release it, I'm willing to make another video and say, yes, the money has been released. Everything is fine. They have taken what's rightfully theirs, and I have taken what's rightfully mine, and everything is dandy. Then we can have a relationship. Then we can have a relationship. Yes, and I will forget about all the small stuff that your mother has stolen from me through the years, even to the point that when she was living with your father in your father's house, she would come back to our house for lunch or dinner, and she will still grab stuff and stuff my stuff into her purse or into her pockets and take it to your father's house. I will forgive all of that. I won't forgive her. Let's just say I won't mention it. But I will not forgive her. These are unforgivable acts that your mother has done. It's a question of, again, it's a question of when you say in your message, if I need money. Even if I need money, it's nobody's business. Even if I need money, it's nobody's business. It's my business to take care of myself. If I don't have money and there is a need that I have to sleep by the road, I will sleep by the road. That's no problem. I know myself what I have to do in order to survive. And on the other side of the same coin, your mother didn't need to steal little stuff from my room and take it to her house, or from my room to take it to her room, and later on after she got married, from my room, my house, and take it to her house. She didn't need to steal money from me to send to live in the most expensive city in Northern America, Vancouver. She can live in a cheaper city. She didn't need to send her daughter to Harvard as a paying student at $50,000 a year. She doesn't need to do that. I'm guessing it's $50,000 now. Once upon a time it was $30,000. When I'm a manager, our uncle manager sent Janet there, it was $35,000 a year. She doesn't need, the point is, she doesn't need the money. She wants the money. She wants to take the money for her because she wants to, buy goods and services for herself. Harvard education is not a need, it's a want. I don't have to prove to anybody that I need money. No. I want what's rightfully mine. I'm not even looking like your mother. It's not like I want what is yours. I want what is mine. I have the right to have what is mine. I have the right to have my share, my proportional share. If we don't want to say my equal share, in reality it should be my equal share, but let's say my proportional share. I want to have my proportional share. This is not a question of need. It's a question of I want my proportional share. It's nobody's business if I need or I don't need. Believe me, in my life I have slept by the side of the road when I didn't have money. Even then, I didn't turn to my father and say, hey, I need money. No, I slept by the side of the road and I told my father to go fuck himself. It's not a question of need. It's a question of what is right and what is wrong. What your mother and your father are doing is wrong. Either they correct their mistake, or as I have done up to now, I will let everybody know. And slowly, slowly, everybody will know what has taken effect, what has taken place. And people will know that the Naderi Azad family, which is, I guess, your last name as well, last name Naderi Azad, is not a family to be trusted, because they have stolen from their mother's brothers. They have stolen money from their mother's brothers. That is me and Farouk. Stolen. Here's the thing about stolen. Convincing a retarded old man like my father at age 90 to hand over the family's holdings to your mother and your father, or else, that's nothing short of stealing. Let's not make a mistake here. Convincing a 90-year-old senile, retarded man to hand over his family's holdings, or else, I guess, or else he's going to go hungry, or else he's going to go thirsty, or else they're going to beat him up, or else your father is going to slap him around, or else your mother is not going to feed him, or else your mother is going to scream at him, or else your mother is going to yell at him, or else your mother is going to curse at him, which she has done. This is what my father told me on multiple occasions. My father told me that basically your parents are treating him like shit. They're treating him like shit to get the money. Give us the money, or else we treat you like shit. This is not different from stealing, Arian. This is not different from stealing. When you threaten an old man, a senile, half-retarded old man, to hand over his money, or else you're not going to feed him, or else you're going to curse at him all night, or scream at him, or threaten him, that's no different from stealing. That's no different from stealing. And this is exactly what my father told me, not so straight, but I read between the lines. Let's put it this way. The way he spoke is between the lines. I read what he was saying between the lines, that your parents are threatening him, and that's why he has handed over the money. So this has to be told. This story has to be told. At least if I'm not getting the money, I need to tell the story for two reasons. One, people should be aware of your family in their dealings with you, with your family, that who they're dealing with, so they wouldn't fall into the same pitfalls that I, as your mother's brother, have fallen into. And second, it would be a lesson to other Zoroastrian families that, for one thing, they shouldn't raise their daughters like my father raised your mother, without respect, without boundaries, without self-respect, without respect for the family, without correcting her bad behavior, without punishing her thievish behavior. This is a lesson for them, that if you don't correct your daughters, this is what's going to happen to your daughters in a few years. They're going to marry a Muslim, become a whore, marry a Muslim, steal money, steal shit, become a thief, with no self-respect or respect for their own family. This is what's this is the bigger lesson for the Zoroastrian community. They have to, my lesson for the Zoroastrian community, or the lesson that my family can give to the Zoroastrian community, is that they should take care of their girls. They should actually don't spoil their girls like my father did your mother. They should not treat them any differently than the rest of their children, because if they do, this is what happens. The girl becomes spoiled, and the girl will do anything, act anyway, do anything, and the whole family's reputation is going to be ruined, like your mother ruined our family's reputation. First by marrying a Muslim, second by stealing from her brothers, everything that she has done. She has been your mother has been nothing but a black mark for our family. A black mark in the face of our family. And the main reason that your mother, I've said this on previous videos, the main reason your mother has stepped forward and to take care of your grandfather, our father, now at near the end of his life for the past 10 years, has been specifically for one reason and one reason only. She doesn't love our father. She doesn't even like our father. Your mother doesn't even like herself, much less our father or me or my brother. She's a hateful human being, your mother. The only reason that she has stepped forward and given shelter to our father in her house has been for one reason and one reason only. So she can be alone with her, so she can extract our family's holdings from him by what I have mentioned previously, by intimidating him, by cursing at him, by yelling at him, by withholding food, by doing everything else that I got the gist of it when I spoke to my father. So yeah, this is what your mother has done. This is why your mother has stepped forward. She doesn't like our father. She hates our father, just like we do, because our father was a half-retarded, cheap man who liked nothing more than humiliating his own children. He liked your mother, but your mother never liked him. Our father really didn't even like us, me or my brother. He didn't really like us. Again, he didn't like himself either. It's a question of when people, in order to love people, you first have to love yourself. In order to be kind to people, you first have to be kind to yourself. Whenever you see people, hateful people that hate other people and do nothing but humiliate other people or treat other people like shit, these people really hate themselves, first and foremost. You can't like yourself and hate other people. That can't happen. If you like yourself, you like other people as well. If you're kind to yourself, you will be kind to other people as well. And the reason with our family and this situation that we got stuck in was that they say in Farsi, آب از سرچشمه گل آلوده است. این آب از سرچشمه گل آلوده است. Our father really hated himself, and this self-hate percolated down to his children, and his children hate themselves, and as a result of that they hate each other. And the whole point of their life has become me, your mother, and my brother. The whole point of my brother and your mother's life has become proving to others how worthy they are. They hate themselves, they hate others, but at the same time they want to get approval of other people. That goes in the same territory. When you hate yourself so much, you become very dependent on other people's approval. If they approve of you, you hate yourself a little less. If they disapprove of you, you have lost nothing. You hate yourself anyway. So this killing yourself to get approval from other people is because our family didn't give your mother or my brother any kind of self-worth. Our family doesn't have self-worth. We hate ourselves and we don't have any self-worth. So our worth is determined by other people's reaction to our achievements. And one of the reasons your mother is busting her butt, stealing money, stealing stuff, stealing books, stealing this, stealing that from her brothers is just by accumulating all these stuff. And your sister's Harvard education is another thing that she's accumulating, putting it high on the wall, that hey, this is my daughter, she's got this, a diploma from Harvard. That's another thing to accumulate in order to get approval from other people, in order to feel a little more worthy. And people who with very low self-esteem and very low self-worth behave like this. They feel that only if they can get that thing or this thing, or if they can get a little more money, a little more education, a bigger diploma, a higher diploma, that will get approval from other people, which will help their self-worth, because they have such a low self-worth. They're always looking for approval from other people by trying to achieve more and more and more and more. So yeah, unfortunately این آب از سرچشمه گل‌آلوده است. Low self-worth results into a whole array of shit. Yeah, self-worth is one of those things that if it's set right, it's one of those basic attributes of a personality. If you have a good level of self-worth, you will not bring yourself down to do a lot of things. You won't be a thief, you won't be a cheat, you will not sell yourself cheap, you will not rat other people on other people, you will not be a rat, you will not be a... You will, your personality-wise, if you have a good level of self-worth, you will be a good person. You will be a good person. People who do a lot of bad stuff are people who have very low self-worth. When you have very low self-worth, you feel like shit all the time, so you don't mind behaving like shit. So you don't mind cheating, killing, stealing, selling people out, selling yourself, selling other people, ratting on other people, deceiving other people. You don't mind any of that, because you have no self-worth to begin with. So what? You do a lot of things that people with higher self-worth will never touch. Anyway, Arian, this is what I had to say. No, I don't need money. But if I did need money, you would not know. Because I'm not a person to go around and, tell other people that, hey, I need money, I need money, I need money. No. I don't feel that's something I wouldn't do. That's not in my personality to beg for money. No, I do believe I have the right to my proportional share of our family's holdings, which I think is $300,000 that your mother is holding on to. As far as having a relationship with you, I would have loved to have a relationship with you and your sisters. But since I don't have a relationship with your mother because she's stolen from me and she's stealing from me currently the $300,000, I can't have a relationship with your family. Nobody can have a relationship with somebody who's stealing from them. And that's not me. That's on your mother and your father. If they don't want us to have a relationship, if they did, they wouldn't have stolen shit from me. Not small stuff, not medium stuff, not $300,000, not our family's holdings. If they wanted to have a relationship, they wouldn't have stolen from me. So it's their fault. They don't want to have a relationship. So I'm not having a relationship with him, therefore I'm not having a relationship with you. That's the 2 points I remember from your message. So yeah, I'm going to make these videos and inform people about what your mother and your father have done until the time they decide to right the wrong and do the right thing and give me my rightful share of our family's holdings.